right, this morning we're getting back to doing what we do best, and that's moving sheep. So we put up this poly braid fence here, 2 strands poly braid. We're over on the rental farm, so they still require 2 strands. And we made it to the end of the paddock here. We got a 5-strand barbed wire fence with a 1-strand electric offset. It's just high tensile, 12.5 gauge high tensile here. So this one is hot. We leave it hot all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. So how I do that, I just wrap it around this hook on the end of the reel here. And looks like I pulled that post out, might be a little too tight. And then as soon as I set that down, it's hot. So that one is hot. So I gotta be a little more careful with this one. And actually, just to save myself some pain, I'm gonna unhook that for a second, now that I know how far it is, because I really don't want to get shocked. This fence is extremely hot. So I'm just gonna eyeball it there with my hand, stretch the wire kind of as tight as I think, and wrap it. I start with 3 times, looks like I'm gonna have to wrap it probably about 5 times on this one to get it the right tension. And actually I'm gonna take this post off. I'll use it to, it's just gonna be in the way for now. But the ground's really soft right now. It was very cold for a long time, and then now it's going to be 70 degrees today. So the ground's really thawing out. So everything's really loose. But, all right, so I'm going to put this one on. That's going to make everything hot down the line. And then with 2 of them, it's a little bit tricky because I only have one wire. So I'm just going to set that one the opposite direction actually, and let it sit right there. Definitely makes it more complicated when you got multiple wires here. But go ahead and set this fence post up, all without getting shocked. Being key. If I can find a spot without a rock. I've hit a rock on every spot here. There, that's close enough. It's very rocky on this hillside, so probably found a spot without a huge rock on it. And I'm gonna put one more post. Looks like we got kind of a slope right here, so I'm just gonna throw an extra one in there. I have extra posts anyway, so I'm gonna put this one in at an angle so it doesn't pop out of the ground. All right, so now we're ready. It's hot from here all the way to our next permanent fence, and we're ready to move the sheep.
Okay, Jake's up ahead of me with the 4-wheeler calling. The kids and I are gonna go behind them here just since we have so many lambs. We're just gonna drive real slow. They kind of have a far ways to go today, so we want to take it slow, but we also want to make sure everybody gets through. So we're going to drive all the way to the end of them here while he's calling, and we'll drive up behind him. Oop. Here's Mama with 2 of them right here. Some nice big ones right there. They kind of stand up as we drive along, so by the time we get to the end, they'll all be moving that way where he's calling them. A couple of the kids here helping me today. All right, change of plans. They think they want to follow this side by side today instead of the four wheeler. So I'm going to call, and Jake and the kids are going to push on four wheeler. All right. See if they'll follow me. There it comes. Some kind of frustrating today. Let's see if a little dog food in this bucket here. Sometimes whenever we feed the dogs, if they get a lick of that dog food, they like that. Sometimes if some of them know what that is, they can get the rest of them to follow like that. There they come. Yeah, sheep, sheep, sheep. Amazing what a little bucket of dog food can do. I think part of our issue is we haven't been moving them as often. So normally we were moving them every 24 to 48 hours, but with not having as much forage right now and with all the snow, feeding them hay, we haven't been feeding them. We've only been moving them like every 5 days. So there's not in the routine as much.
Max, go down and get those sheep. Yeah, Max, hop off. We're not going to leave anything behind. Let's do some of them hiding in the woods. They're all strung out. It's going to be the longest move we've had to make.
There, they're coming. All right, I'm going to quickly hook up their mineral feeder here and take it along with us. But as you can see, they are coming. So getting back on this side by side here. Sorry, I had to turn my camera the other direction. All right, they're following us now. Let's go, sheep. Come on, Bjorn, let's go, buddy. will say they are used to following a feeder, like either the dog feeder or the mineral feeder. So you can pull something like that, they'll usually follow a little better. Like I said, we've got a long move today because they were at the very other end of this big paddock. So they've got a long ways to go. They're coming. Keep following the dogs. Made it to the opening right here. This is the fence we pulled back, and they followed me all the way here. So let's get them through. Look at that pup. Woo! That is progress right there. That pup just went through like nothing. He didn't even think about it. Got all these nice lambs coming through. Stuck with mom. Couldn't ask for anything better than that. If I can get up here on this hilltop. See all these here coming through. Here's 2 more pups. Let's see if they make it through like the other one did. Come on, pups. A long walk for these things. I'm going to step out of the way here so these pups will go through. But yeah, you can kind of see a visual of, that's where I parked the side-by-side. That's the 2-strand, a temporary fence that we had up this last 4 or 5 days that they've been in here. And then we'll shut this once they're all through. But we just pulled this back and gave them this opening right here so that they could get through. So that's where they were. And this is where they're going. Those pups are going the opposite direction that I want them to, but hopefully they'll follow back in line here with the rest of these sheep. There's quite a bit of forage left in this next little hillside that they're going in. It's a smaller hillside, so they're only going to be in there for a day. And then we'll move them onto another larger paddock, and they'll be in that one for about 3 or 4 days. So found a jumper right there. It's an easy way to pick out the jumpers whenever you see them jumping an invisible fence, but most of them don't do that. Still filing through the opening. Like I said, these moves are taking longer and longer due to all the babies, but it's important that we get them all through with mom, so we let them take their time right now. We have not counted babies in a long time, so I'm not even sure what we're up to now, but well over 100, I'd say. We had a lot of them born in the last couple weeks. So many unique colors. Lots and lots of unique colors. There she is. Found them. That's a cute little pair right here. The smaller guy right here. Keep going, mama's up there. Down there, there's kind of a gate left over from an old fence that we tore out. We just haven't went back through to pick up the gates, so there's no wire next to that gate. It's just an old gate sitting there that we need to come pick up. We have lots of those on this farm because we redid a lot of old cattle fences on this farm, and we just haven't went back through to pull up old gates, I meant. So pulled all the old fence out, but we haven't pulled up the gates. Another little one of those black and white spotted ones. Those are my favorite. I don't know why. They're just really cute. They remind me of a milk cow. We have a milk cow, so I don't know. Just reminds me of my little milk cow. So many coming still. We'd love for you guys to drop a comment sometime and let us know if you've been following along on this channel, if you enjoy watching us move sheep, or if you enjoy watching more of our project-based videos. We're obviously newer to YouTube, so we'd love to hear in the comments what you guys like us posting. Obviously, what we do the most is moving sheep. We have a smaller flock of about 100 at our home place, and then we've got this larger flock of over 1,000 at the rental farm. So that's what we do most, is move sheep, but we also fix a lot of fence, put up a lot of fence. We have, just a regular homestead as well that we manage with gardening and milking a cow and raising chickens and things like that. But we originally started this YouTube channel just to talk about what we do with the sheep, because we couldn't find a lot of content on YouTube about raising sheep the way we do, with just moving them all the time and raising them out on pasture. So we thought it might be helpful to some people if we started a channel like that, but we'd also like to learn from others as well. So drop a comment anytime if you have suggestions for us, or if there's anything you want to see that we don't touch on. We're open to making videos just about just about anything. So I know somebody had mentioned wanting to see like the economic portion of raising sheep, and we plan on doing a video about that really soon. We might go to one of the markets this weekend and just kind of see once what sheep are bringing right now, just to kind of keep an eye on the market. Something fun for the kids to do maybe this weekend. So if we do that, we can post a little video about the economics portion of them. This has got to be about all of them, I think. Oh, there's a new little guy. I could tell she was still bred a couple days ago. I think I hear the four-wheelers, so we're probably nearing the end. Let's go check their mineral feeder while they're still coming through. Ooh, they are out of mineral, so we will have to go get a bag of that. Fill that up. It's always nice to see when they're actually eating it. Sometimes they go weeks without eating any, and then sometimes they go weeks with eating a whole bunch.
Alright, we're at the back of the pack here. This is the tricky part about moving them so far. One little bitty baby here. We got about 10 little lambs right here. So, at least we have a couple of ewes that they'll follow, hopefully.
right, here's the last little group here. That took about 30 minutes total to move all of these. Not too bad considering all the lambs. And like I said, we just let them take their time. So that was it. We will get the mineral feeder filled up and moved. And we'll be done for the day. Thanks for following along on Seven Shepherds Farm, and leave a comment down below letting us know what you'd like to see us post more about, or if you like what we are posting, we'll keep doing more of this. So thanks for following along.